I haven't opened the Warhammer TV app one time since last Wednesday, not one single time, because there's no point, and we all know there's no point. There's not going to be anything new. When I first heard about Warhammer Plus, I thought it would be a service in addition to YouTube, with different content to YouTube, that maybe would drop into once or twice a week and would be able to find something new. And that just hasn't happened. I think Games Workshop have got their strategy wrong on this. I don't think the Wednesday content drops work at all. I think they would be much better spreading the content throughout the week, and then maybe we might feel we're getting a bit more for our money. As it is, with dropping it all on a Wednesday, we can see how little there is actually released. This week I think we've got 31 minutes of content, and it just seems so paltry. I mean, we don't even get a battle report or a lore masters this week, and it really shows. I've already watched it and it was only out half an hour ago, so that's the kind of stuff that we're getting at the moment, and it's just not good enough. As we know from Facebook and Twitter, all that kind of thing, Warhammer Plus is a very emotive subject. I don't think I've experienced as much negativity in the hobby as I have since Warhammer Plus came out. My videos on this are some of the most disliked in my entire channel, apart from one 3D printed one that seemed to rub everyone up the wrong way, but we don't talk about that. As I said earlier, I think the strategy around Warhammer Plus has been wrong up until this point. We're almost into month 3 and the content hasn't really increased in volume at all, and I'm actually really surprised at this. I thought we'd be taking a couple of months to get on our feet, and then the content would start to ramp up and ramp up and ramp up. 2 months is actually quite a long time to get that right. This is week 7, so we've had 7 content drops now, and it feels like we're actually going backwards a little bit rather than forwards. I don't know what you think about that. If you've got feelings on that, let me know in the comments below. Even if you're the biggest Games Workshop fan in the world, I think at this point you would have to admit that 31 minutes is not enough for a whole week of this service. It's just not. The quality of the stuff is amazing, it's really good, it's what we would expect from Games Workshop, but the amount we're getting is paltry. That seems to be everyone's biggest gripe about the whole thing, and I think Games Workshop really have to work to address that. If it's their strategy to release this little going forwards, then I don't think this will survive into a second year. I know a lot of people that have got an annual subscription that will not renew if this is the amount of content going forwards. If you're a new subscriber in, say, a year's time, there will be a lot of stuff to watch, but I think after a month or 2, then you'll be unsubscribing as well because you'll have run out of stuff to watch. So let's focus on what we did get this week rather than what we didn't. New lore masters or a battle report. We got new Warhammer Vault stuff, we got 4 new issues of White Dwarf, and we got an Age of Sigmar book, Balance of Power, without the rules of course. So that's good. Warhammer Vault stuff releases throughout the week, which is the strategy I think should be taken with Warhammer Plus, with the streaming service, but I don't think it will. I think we'll just continue with the Wednesday drops. Masterclass was on gems, another thing that I need to brush up on, so this will be really useful for me. I really liked the examples in this. They were really handy to see how the light bounced about inside the gem and see the purpose for placing highlights in different places, so I'll be using that in the future. The green gem looked spectacular as well, so that's something I'll keep in my locker. The only other thing we've got this week is Hammer and Bolter, and is it a good replacement for Angels of Death? Yes it is. It was brilliant. I enjoyed this start to finish. We got a look at Fenris, we got a look at the Fang, we got to meet 3 Space Wolf heroes of legend, and we got to see the aspirant process to see how new Space Wolves are trialled and what they have to do to even get their foot in the door before becoming Space Wolves. So it was awesome start to finish. Loved it. I liked the animation and the art style on this one. I loved the interchange between the Space Wolves when they're talking about the past. I just thought this one was great. There was a lot of Easter eggs. Let me know in the comments below if you caught the same ones that I did. And I don't know how anyone could love the hobby and not love this. This is what I hoped Hammer and Bolter would be, like little snippets of life in the Imperium. I didn't expect there to be heroes of legend in it. I thought it would be more like the day-to-day people, but I'm really glad there are. It was great. Really, really liked it. It seems like one minute I get my hopes up, the next minute my hopes are dashed. So I'm hoping next week I've got hope again that Warhammer Plus can be everything that we want it to be. Tell me in the comments below, politely if possible, if your opinion has changed on Warhammer Plus since it was released. If you loved it at the start, do you still love it? If you hated it at the start, are you beginning to come around to it a wee bit? Myself, I was really happy with week 1, and it's been a bit of a roller coaster since then. Anyway, that's it for this week. Once again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.